Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you've had a good day in the market. If you own some NVAX, you probably had a really good day. We did talk about that earnings. The earnings did come out for NVAX, and they set the woods on fire with it. So it was a really good day today for NVAX. Now, many of you have watched my videos, you know that I have a certain percentage that I like to try to make, and I'm retired, and so when I get to those percentages and above, I like to pocket the money. And so what happened to me, hope did not happen to you, but NVAX ran up pretty good the day before the earnings, the day of the earnings. It ran up pretty good. Got up there pretty good, about $24 and something. I actually sold my holdings at an 18% gain for 22. I think it was 22.50 is where I sold. Now, the reason I do that is because there's been too many times that I've gone through earnings calls and just to watch my stock drop. And so, and being up 18%, being retired, I like to take the money, especially that was a 3-week period that we owned those stocks. So when I get a 18% gain in 3 weeks, my discipline tells me to sell. Okay, so that's what I did. Wasn't going to chance the earnings. Wished I had them for sure. Now I do still have some NVAX stock in my cash account, but not near the amount I had in these IRAs that I trade with. So, but I'm happy. I've got my 18%. NVAX ran up like crazy. We're going to talk about that and show you what happened there. But I'm always going to make myself happy at an 18% gain. It doesn't take a whole lot to be happy at 18% in 3 weeks. So I'm satisfied. But I want to share that with you before we get too deep into it. And I'm going to show you, what happened the last time that I sold and how that turned out, okay? So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. We're going to look at the rest of our portfolio, see how we did today. We'll look at the futures for tomorrow as well, see what's going on there, and talk about our game plan for tomorrow, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. Go ahead and go over our portfolio. Here's our portfolio for today. As you can see there, we've got a lot of red. If you look over here, you have a little bit more green, but notice at the end of the day, this market took quite a drop, which is something I didn't like to see that. That was a pretty sharp drop at the end of the day, and I'm not really sure what that's about. We've got plenty of cash on the sideline from my sale of NVAX. I'm sitting on a 42% cash position, so that's good. Did make a couple of purchases today, so that did reduce a little bit, but not much. I'm probably still at 39 or 40%. But anyway, let's go ahead and look. You see here our airlines, Delta and Southeast Airlines, were both down 3 and 4%. These are the two I cost averaged on today. So we added to our positions there, just doing a little cost averaging on those since they've dropped a pretty good bit since we bought them. DIA, SPY, they did end up in the red. Our Bitcoin, one of the green ones today, and the rest of them pretty red. Cliff 6%. ACB did that 12-to-1 reverse split, and it's still falling. And that's what happens a lot of times when they do these reverse splits. They'll just continue to fall, so you're just really getting super diluted at that point. And I'm just going to probably stay away from that one for a while, just till the dust settles, and we'll rethink that position. But here's the story of the day. NVAX closed at $39.82. It was up $15 and something a share. It's 62% gain. So let's just go ahead and I've got the chart pulled up on another slide. So let me get that up for us. I want to show you that. Here's the chart of NVAX. As you can see here, this is the day of earnings right here. Okay, and so I sold this day here, and the reason I sold was because we were getting near these highs. And I really didn't think it was going to keep going up into earnings, because a lot of times what people do is sell, that, like I did, they'll sell right before their earnings, just not to chance it. But as you can see, we gapped up way up here. This thing went crazy today. The range went all the way up to 44.94 was the high. It opened at 39.02, ended up closing at 39.82. All right, so that's what happened today. But here's what I want to show you. The last time I had sold some stock in this area here. You can see this area here. I think it was this day here actually. And the very next day, it ran all the way up to 26.34. So, that looked like a terrible thing. I mean, it went up $6 or so, or even more from where I had sold out. And if you look at that, you think, well, that was a missed opportunity. You'll never get back in at that same position. Well, as you can see here, what happened? This thing fell off, and I started buying, I think this day right here, and then I bought down here as low as, I think it was, my lowest purchase was $16.76. So that's way below the 26, okay, so $10 below. So this could happen again. Now, I don't know how far it's going to drop, but I do feel like it's going to pull back. It had a really good day today. It started pulling back towards the end of the day. Like I said, the high today was 44.94. It did pull back a little bit, 39.02. And if you go over to our chart for this one here, let's go pull that back up. You'll see in after hours it was falling a little bit more. They did have the CEO of NVAX actually was on Fast Money tonight, which is Kramer, and it took a little hit from that. He just kind of talked about everything we already know about the funding that they just received. That's why they went up so good on the earnings. They've got additional funding from this. Let's just show you here. Let's see if I can find it here. But yeah, here it is. They got $388 million in funding from the CEPI. That was the biggest amount yet that they've done. So that's what caused that big jump yesterday after earnings. Now the earnings did come in good. That those numbers we talked about previously, they actually beat those numbers that we talked about. So the earnings themselves were good. They got that additional funding. That's something that we mentioned in that previous video as well. That would be some news, and that I was actually thinking they might get some BARDA funding, but they got some more from this outfit here who had already given them about 4 or 5 million. So that's a big deal there, a real big deal. But as you can see, we've hit 44 something today, 44.94, almost 45, and we started to pull back a little bit towards the end of the day. Now, doesn't mean it's going to continue. It could start leveling out anytime now. But we're going to watch NVAX, and of course, I always want to be in it because I think a 2 or 3 year outlook for NVAX is good. So I'm going to be trading it in and out of it. That's just what I do. I mean, if I get up and start making that money, I got to pocket it. That's my discipline. That's part of my strategy, and so I keep to my strategy. So that's something that we're always going to do. You want to, we talked about strategy on a couple of videos that we've done, and everybody's got their strategy, and sometimes your strategy doesn't look like it's working out too good, but if you stay disciplined, the reason I have that strategy is from experiences that I've had over the years. Okay, so this time right now it doesn't look like a good move, but the same thing you could have said 3 weeks ago when I sold and it ran up $6-7 the next day. It didn't look like a good move, but the things drop down. And really, to me, it doesn't matter where I buy in it. If I'm making 16% on my money in 3 weeks, I don't care where I'm buying in. If I had to buy in $10 higher next time and I make 16% of my money again, I'm thrilled. In 3 weeks, you can't do that at the bank. You can't do that with a CD. And that's what a retired person, a lot of retired people, they put their money in CDs and they're drawing 2%. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take 6% if I can get it pretty quick. I'll take 4% if I can get it in a few weeks. So that's just my strategy. It may not be yours. You may be one that buys and holds, but don't forget to watch the history of a hog video. If you're a buyer and a holder, it can come out great for you. But when do you sell? When do you sell? Never. That can get you in trouble. So you don't make a dime unless you sell something. You don't lose a dime until you sell something. Okay. So that's just my strategy, my way of thinking. May not be yours, but that's the way I do things. All right. So our portfolio, again, it was red today. We'll watch it tomorrow, see how it does. Going to keep a close eye on that NVAX to see if we can get back into that. But we're going to take our time. We're sitting on about almost 40% cash. And so I'm really more concerned about the market after the way I saw it. Let's take a look at the market. That's what's going on tonight. Let's go ahead and do that. So what we see here is a good bit of red across the board. 84 on the Dow, 12 on the S&P, about 0.5%. I was a little bit worried about that, the way it dropped off, so maybe we're not going to be in too bad a shape tomorrow. After all, that's good. Asia's down about 1% in Nikkei, 0.5% in Shanghai. Hong Kong, about 0.75%. Do want to show you this here. Oil, today's U.S., we were down 457 points. Oil, it looks like we're down a little bit. It did jump today, though, 6%. Saudi Arabia pledges further production cuts, so we like to see that. We want to see that oil go up a little bit, even though our gas may go up. But we do want that to help our MPC stock, among other things. Okay, so do want to just take a quick glimpse at this U.S. real quick for today. I want to show you that drop off that happened today. We'll look at one chart once it comes up here. Oops, let's see here. But it was kind of a downhill slope most of the day. Started falling off right around this time here, about 1 o'clock, and then it just fell, and it just, like at the end of the day here, you see this big drop. That's concerning, but the after hours doesn't look too terrible. But we'll see how it does tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, game plan for tomorrow, we're just going to all eyes will be on NVAX as usual. NVAX has been a good one for us. We want to definitely get back in on that as soon as we can. May do some cost averaging. We'll see. Not in a big hurry to get a lot of this cash back to work, because I really feel like this market's got to pull back at some point. It's just been on a tear. I could be wrong, but I just feel like there's going to be, maybe another 5% pullback, and at least a breather of some sort. We've had about 4 or 5 weeks in a row that were good for us. The market may not have been up every week, but we had pretty good weeks. NVAX has a lot to do with that sometimes, with the way it's been on the tear. But we're going to be watching for opportunities as usual. Just anything that we can add to, anything new that we might want to purchase. Again, I'm really just not going to be in a hurry to put that cash to work yet. All right, but we'll be watching NVAX. Curious to see how that's going to go tomorrow, and see if it finds a level spot to trade at. We'll see. But it may have a good day tomorrow, because they do have a conference they're talking at. So that may help the stock hold up a little bit. Watch it Thursday and Friday. Those will be the telltale days for the rest of the week. Thursday and Friday, no news. We'll see how it holds up when there's nothing going on with the stock. Okay, so have a great day. Hope you have a great day in the market. Appreciate you watching. I really appreciate the views on the last video, and the subscriptions. I appreciate you subscribing, and welcome to everybody that's joined. I hope you continue to watch the videos, and we'll talk to you later. Don't forget to watch that history of a hog. That's the story of a NVAX trader. Okay, NVAX trader. Have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking that button right here. Thanks.